You are famous now.
Yay! I know, I have people stop me at the grocery store. I love you for doing that. It's so good.
So, the benefit of being on the channel, what would you say?
I would say, are you filming me right now?
Yeah.
Okay. It gets the word out there, and almost subliminally. Like, it just seeps into people's minds. And then when they see me, they're like, oh my God, you're the raw food lady, and they start asking me questions. So it just opens up the door to that.
And I'm sure it's one of these things where it propels you even more.
Completely,
maybe?
It gets you so excited.
Great to hear.
Yeah.
By the way, you are on in Maine now. On my main station,
exciting.
Because the folks up there, especially up there, should be more aware of their what they're eating.
Yep.
And so, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Feeling good?
Yeah.
50% raw?
I'm typically like 85%.
Oh wow!
But right now I'm doing 100 for a month.
What?
To kind of like kickstart back into being serious.
Now, when you do that, now just so people understand that haven't seen the piece. You did a little lecture on raw food. You're a raw foodist?
Foodist or foodie.
Now, is this a relatively new phenomenon?
It's not, Gino.
It isn't. Because
it's actually one of the oldest ways of eating. But it's getting a lot of legs now where people are concerned about nutrition and health. Or I should say people are concerned about health, and they see the role that nutrition can play in that. And it's incredibly powerful. You can heal a lot of diseases and stuff.
Did you see 60 Minutes?
No.
They had a guy on who is a gastronomical chef.
Oh.
And he uses the flavor. These are like you sit down and you have like 30 different dishes from this guy, and they're all like little samples of different.
Oh,
and he talked specifically. He said meat is overrated.
Yes.
And what raw food and a pineapple. When you cut open a chicken breast. Big deal. When you cut open a pineapple, it fills the room. You know, this guy was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the interesting thing I find is that you don't have to be raw 100% of the time.
You do not have to be raw.
And
it's very easy to incorporate. Yeah, you can have salads with meals. The key is making your own food. It's not going to the store, buying something out of a box and pouring it into a bowl. You know, if you want cereal, make your own muesli. You know. Soak some grains, soak some nuts, and put them together in a bowl with some fruit and stuff like that. Make a nut milk. You know, you don't need. We don't need to be consuming dairy, is my thought. We're the only species that continues to do that. You know, every other species stops. And
you don't?
I don't eat dairy at all.
Not even ice cream?
No, I make my own raw ice cream, which will blow your mind. Yeah, it's
I had
so
some
much
pad
better.
thai,
Yeah.
Raw. That was made with zucchini
and
walnuts. And
yeah.
It was better than regular pad thai. I couldn't believe it.
Right, and then you feel so amazing afterward.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
You do get this kick.
Yeah, you really do.
Do you lose weight too?
You do.
You?
If your body needs to, you will.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Wow.
it'll go back to where it should be, because our toxins are stored in our fat cells, among other places, in the liver, kidneys, everywhere else too, but in fat cells. So when you start to give your body a system and what it needs to eliminate toxins, one of the ways for it to do that is to dump the fat cells, because that's where the toxins are.
Right.
So you just lose it naturally.
Now, the making of the food, that's the only kind of barrier that I see.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, I mean, I wouldn't know where to start.
Right.
I mean, you gotta have a food processor and a book?
Yeah, well, that's a great place to start. A food processor, a blender, and a book.
All right.
And you can go to, I bought a ton of raw books at Wendy's here at Bookworks. And I've also looked them up online and found ones that I liked, and then gone to Wendy and she's gotten them for me.
Great.
So, and just, do it that way. Yeah, and it'll tell you in there what you need. And, starting as simple as making your own salad dressing. Don't go to the store and buy it in a jar. You still go to the store, but you're buying basil and celery and tomatoes, and, you're making your dressing out of that.
I can imagine that people want to come over to your house all the time.
Yeah, they do.
Well, you can invite me anytime.
I will.
All right,
Thank
darling.
you. Thank you very much.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. Take care, Gina.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.